Our projections from yesterday's analysis met with accuracy. The downside targets also expanded like we warned. We must be careful with what's to come next as volatility continues to expand with downforce. Like yesterday, let's pop open the hood with a fresh look to gather some potentials for tomorrow's session. Welcome back to the channel on this Taco Tuesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol GTII. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and do all that good thing to make sure that the channel can thrive, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at this chart first. And I have to explain here, team, three critical time frames. And you know what? I'm following up with this analysis because yesterday's warning kind of came into fruition, and I really would like to express my thoughts based on what happened today. Okay, so I have three very critical macro time frames that we need to talk about. So please, let's go ahead and observe this. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have where are the drawings? There we go. And yeah, we're going to be looking at the bi-weekly, the bi-monthly, and the quarterly chart. Okay, so yesterday's analysis, we were talking about a drop to between 20 cents and 17 cents. We ended up getting a drop today to around 18 cents. All right, so this is just goes to show that the analysis was right by saying that we may expand the downside force, or the down force, where we had an average true range of around 3 cents on a daily average. That actually expanded by around 1 or 2 cents. Okay, so we definitely got that 18 bottom, and price action essentially recovered and started resisting at a very particular zone, in which I'm going to show you in the following screen. Okay, so first, let's just go over some critical things here. Okay, so this is a macro time frame. This is what you're observing here is a 3-month chart, a quarterly chart. Okay, this quarterly chart is actually showing you that we broke out of something called a bull pennant. Okay, so this would be the bull pennant here. The top side targets were also figured in pretty nicely. Okay, so if we were to do this, let's go ahead and take a measurement here. This is the first clean candle closure above the regression. So let's go ahead and take a trend line here and see if it's respecting psychology, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here. This is the breakout candle, and it looks like from the first target, we definitely came up to this area here. In fact, price action came up to around 452. 292 was the expected target on this, so not bad. The second target to this, well, there's usually 3 targets, right? But if you start to break out from this zone here, then you have the breakout here, the center of the triangle, and then the back end of the triangle. So since we broke out at around 50%, 40%, which is not... it's not typical, but it's not unseen, right? So it does kind of happen here and there. Then we would take into consideration here the back of the triangle, right? And we would apply that same trend line to the same area of breakout, and this would be suggesting a topside target of about 10.30 something, and we got about $9, right? So pretty close to the suggestion that psychology was able to give us, right? So this is how we were able to tell what targets we could reach, right? So we were already pretty damn close to them. All right, so now, this is this formation. Yesterday, we spoke of a critical target, one of which I apologize for mentioning, right? I definitely don't want to see that. I don't want retail to lose. In fact, I'm coming back from, guys, I'm trading with the ARCa Bulls trading team every day, mega caps. I'm trading large caps. I'm not trading small caps like this almost at all, right? If I do trade them, it's just because some of the ARCa Bulls team members or master students ask me for my opinion, and I definitely give it to them. Okay, so I'm coming out of the mega caps area so that I can give you this honest opinion on this stock because I've covered it for so long, right? So let's go ahead and talk about this now. It looks like we're breaking out, right? We broke out. We met the top side targets here, and now we're coming back to test the regression. Okay, that regression unfortunately has a target here of about let's see, yeah, just about 8.55, so almost 9 cents, which rhymes with our target at the tiny little gap that we were looking at yesterday at around 10 cents. Okay, so that would be the 946 to 946 or something to around 10.3, right around there, 10.14. Right, so keep in mind that that's a potential. Okay, so one more thing that we need to keep in mind is this. Please take a look, as today we printed this 18-cent bottom that officially breaks the prior bar's low. Okay, that's already inching towards a very bearish potential. Okay, we can't perform like that. Okay, we can't perform long when this is happening. Okay, now take a look at this. I want you to see these two bars here. Notice how the bear volume is now starting to increase, right? So that could be the break of inflection to get our targets that we were observing. Okay, so that's now let's take a look at this in a different perspective. I'm going to show you something called the Gaussian bands. Okay, so these Gaussian bands here on the quarterly chart, notice how we're now falling. We respected that support here back in this was the first quarter, right? So now that we're in the second quarter, look at this, right? We are now breaking below that center band. This is that center band, and we're now breaking below it, right? And also breaking below the prior bar low. That's not looking too good. Okay, we have to be very careful here. I know that we still have 2 months and 26 days to close this this iteration here, right? So it's a fresh iteration. Literally, we just started that quarter. So yeah, but that's giving us a signal. Now let's take a look at the bi-monthly chart from here. Take a look at this. Bi-monthly chart already broke down below its mean band, and we came all the way up to test it. That was the target of, let's see, the high of just about 34 cents, 33.99. We tested that resistance, and now we continued, and now the bi-monthly is breaking below the prior bi-monthly bar as well. Now let's take a look at the bi-weekly, and you're going to see something that's it's pretty it's concerning. It is a bit let's say yeah, it's kind of a rude awakening, right? So take a look at that. This is your bi-weekly candle with the Gaussian bands. And it is what you're observing here is 100% a clean, very well executed wall-to-wall move over the span of literally from this top side here of March of 2023 when we reached that target of about 250 to 230, right? This was just a few weeks after we reached that 299 or $3 zone. So after this, right, we came back up and we tested that resistance, and now we have officially reached the entire opposition of this, and this literally touched the bottom side of 18 cents and bounced right off of that support line. That support line here is resisting from a lot of other candles here that are presenting to us a huge bearish potential. Okay, so we got to be careful here, because as soon as this thing starts breaking down, we don't want to, really find out what could happen, but you can see here what are the potentials, right? So we got to be careful there. And if it is the case, then it would validate our move down to around this area here of anywhere between 8 to 10 cents, right? So this is giving us an 8.5 to 9 cent, right? So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, guys, I want to remind you of one more thing, since I noticed that not a lot of people reached the end of the video yesterday. I gave you the final targets at the end of the video where I said we would reach the targets of what? 17 to 20 cents, right? And we reached 18. Okay, so guys, if you want to be part of my next mentorship program, reach out to me at ArcMastersCourse@gmail.com. It's gonna tell you here that, well, guys, I'm putting this together as an 8 to 12 week mentorship program in strategies. Okay, so get in touch with me. I'll pass you over the disclaimer and the syllabus and all the pertinent information to that, and we'll get it moving. All right, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue the analysis here. Let's switch over the windows and take a look at what we were talking about yesterday, right? So first of all, notice that the area that we were resisting from almost all day was perfectly at that SMA 50, right at that 1950 zone, 1947. Could not break above that, right? So that's typically a sign of continuation. Look at the 30-minute time frame here, right? We're also noticing that there was a huge amount of resistance at this SMA 50. This was the EMA 9 in this case, right? So yeah, we still have a little bit of pressure going on. It looks like the 30-minute time frame may continue to a downside here and experience a little short-term bounce. So if I were to put a guess on that, that would be a bounce from the 1870, maybe 1835 to bounce and validate that EMA 9 again at around 1950. You got to be careful there, okay? Before this thing continues. As soon as we start breaking below that 18 cents, this thing is going to start to increase its rate of loss. Now, let's look at the stats window and see what's going down, right? Yeah. So, yeah, exactly right there, team. We were literally just talking about an 1875, 1870 something, right? Look at this. The daily ATR low for tomorrow is going to be 1878. Okay, now this the reason you're seeing this stats window here is this is my own proprietary code, and it's going to be available to the ARCa Bulls team members pretty soon. So I'll try to add the ARCa Bulls team member link for you to join here somewhere around 10 minutes 14 seconds. Okay, in the top right. Okay, so so now that we know our targets here for the downside, that means that we could go slightly lower, 1875, 1878, bounce back up, get that 1950 potential resistance. I do not think that we can reach the top side of the ATR here at around 25, but it looks like we're still hovering around that 3-cent zone in the daily ATR range. Okay, so that means that if we do experience a complete ATR drop to 3 cents, of 3 cents, and we open up at 19, that puts us at the target that we were talking about yesterday, the 1596 target. Okay, that 1596 target is of critical importance, right? I think we had it in maybe the 4-hour time frame with the fibs. Yep, right over here, 1596 at the 1.272, which matches very well with historical price action, right? There are several levels here at that 1596, right over here, 1589. This is another one right here, 1576. And now if we get rid of the stats window here, in fact, if we actually just jump over to the prior chart, right? Let's go ahead and just take a look at that one more time. Coming back over here to the quarterly chart, I'm going to show you something very curious. Let's get rid of the Gaussian bands and take a look at this, right? So right now I'm favoring these pivots here for that regression line. If I were to respect these pivots here, then that puts us at a very interesting target. Okay, something along the lines of this. If we then start to measure the drop to that regression, we'll take a look at that. Where is it? 1537, right? Interesting that we're able to get these types of targets just by switching or altering our psychological strategies. Guys, remember, this is something that I'm going to be teaching in the 8 to 12 week mentorship program, how to run multiple strategies and how to execute these strategies. Get in touch with me. We'll go ahead and elaborate on this a lot deeper. Okay, team. So that's currently what I'm seeing right here, team. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. I think we're good to go from here. So if any questions at all, please reach out to me. And again, guys, thank you so much for all the attention. I noticed that the video from yesterday got over 1,000 views already. It's interesting that I still have a loud voice within the GTII community and the microcap community. So thank you for that, by the way. And if there is anything I can help with, please let me know. Okay, guys. But let's go ahead and kind of put this to rest for now and observe the markets into the coming day. Yeah. I love you guys, man. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, never, never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your day or night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.